Alrighty guys, so today's Friday and tomorrow Kentucky's youth turkey season comes in. So we're going to go ahead and pack up and head over today and spend the night, and then we'll get up tomorrow morning and get after it. So we're going to go ahead and pack up the truck, so stick with us. So we've been on the road for about 15 minutes and we got hungry, so we decided to stop at Jersey Mike's. So we're gonna eat and then we'll get back on the road. Alrighty, so we just finished eating and now we're really gonna get on the road. So we'll pick you guys up whenever we get there. Oh. Alrighty guys, so we made it here to our lease and we're gonna go down here and check the trail cameras and see if we've gotten any big gobblers on camera. As we were driving in, we saw at least a dozen turkeys, which is a good sign. So hopefully we can get in here tomorrow morning early before it gets super windy, because there's a wind advisory warning or something tomorrow afternoon and it lasts all day. So let's run down here and check this trail camera real quick, and we'll clean the card and we'll get it back in the camera. Alright, so we got the card, so I'm gonna head back up to the truck and grab my computer and we'll look at the footage. Alrighty, so we got the computer pulled up, and so we're gonna go ahead and look at this card. So it looks like we have 49 videos, which will be good. So first, it looks like we just have a bunch of deer. More deer. So far, we just had a bunch of deer. No turkeys. I guess that means there haven't been any turkeys that have traveled down through here. Now, we did literally just see like 4 or 5 turkeys back here. I mean, literally 50, not even 50 yards away. So hopefully we can get them off the roost early tomorrow morning, and hopefully we can get set up on them. So there's a little change of plans. We actually took the ground blind up that was back here in the power line right away, and we're going to take it up and over the hill to one of the bigger fields and set up, since there wasn't much sign over here and we saw a lot more turkeys driving in up and over the hill here. So we'll pick you guys up in just a second. So we've gotten everything set up and we should be ready to go for tomorrow. We got this whole field where we can see turkeys coming in, and they're probably gonna roost up here on this side of the mountain somewhere. So hopefully we can get in here early and start calling, and hopefully we can get them off roost before it gets too windy tomorrow, because it's gonna be really windy. I mean, they're calling for like 20-30 mile an hour winds, so we won't be able to hunt for too long because it's gonna get obviously windy in the afternoon. But should be ready to set up, so we'll pick you guys up tomorrow morning. Alrighty guys, so today is the opening day of youth season, and we got up around 5 o'clock this morning, but it had rained all night and we figured the creek was going to be really high and we weren't going to be able to get into the lease. So we decided to sleep in and it's about 10 o'clock right now, so we're gonna go grab some breakfast, and then we're gonna head down to our lease and see if the creek is still up, and if it is, then we're gonna go try a public piece of property that's close to our lease. But if the creek is down, we can slip in there and try to call and see if we can get on some turkeys. So we're gonna go grab breakfast real quick, and we'll pick you guys up once we get there. So we just drove past the lease, and the water's up about 1.5 feet, and we needed to come down about another foot before we can attempt to get across it. So right now we're on our way to a piece of public land, and we're gonna run and gun a little bit and see if we can't get it done. So we made it to the piece of public land, and I think our plan is just to walk around in these creek bottoms and call and stuff and see if we can't locate some birds. So we're gonna get suited up real quick, and we're gonna cross this little creek and head over here and start calling. So we're just gonna ease up the edge of this field and call occasionally, and then we're gonna keep moving up the holler here and see if we can't get on something. We got about an hour to get something done before the wind really starts to pick up. So we'll catch you guys back if we see anything. So we pretty much made it all the way through this field. We called a couple times, we haven't been able to locate one yet. We may only have 20 or 30 minutes to locate a bird. This wind is really starting to pick up. So we're just gonna keep heading up this holler, and we're gonna keep calling and see if we can't locate one. So we've hiked up this holler a good bit, and the wind's really starting to pick up, and we haven't located any gobblers. But we came across this really cool looking creek. It has a really pretty waterfall up here, and it's literally just like a flat rock that the water's running on, so it looks really cool. And my dad caught a little crawdad underneath a little rock in this big hole over here. But we're gonna keep going up this way and hunt for a little bit longer, and then I think the wind's gonna start really picking up, so hopefully we can locate a gobbler really soon. So we made it to the edge of the property line on the public land, and we walked this whole creek bottom trying to stay out of the wind because turkeys hate the wind. So we were trying to get down in here where there wasn't as much wind, and we didn't see anything. So we're gonna head back to the truck and do a little bit of research and try to find another piece of public land that we could hit later this afternoon. So I'll pick you guys up once we get to the truck. So we have a lone gobbler right up here around this bed, and it's bedded down, and every once in a while he'll pick his head up. We're just trying to walk with the wind, and whenever he's laying down, if he has his head up, we have to stop, because the turkeys can see me. So we're just gonna try to sneak up here and get set up. So that gobbler got within 40 yards of us, and then we lost sight of him. We don't know where he went. We had the decoys out, and he saw him, and he started coming toward him, but he got hung up. So we're gonna slip out of here and get regrouped and grab something to eat, and then we'll figure out where we're gonna head later this afternoon. Hopefully some of this wind will die down. So we'll pick you guys up shortly. So we went ahead and got lunch, and we did a little bit of research, and we found a new piece of public land, and it has a really big open pasture up here on the top of the ridge. So we're just gonna walk up and call as we go and see if we can't locate a bird. Alrighty guys, so we're one flat underneath the big ridge up here, and so our plan is to get on the edge of this peninsula and work our way up this way and call a little bit and hunt our way up this way and see if we can run into any gobblers. So I think we're just gonna go right up through here, so hopefully we'll run into some. So we were working our way back to the truck because the wind's kind of blowing us out of here, and we slipped into the edge of the woods, and look what we found. Cool little shed, probably off of a small 9 or 10 pointer, which is pretty cool. But we'll catch you guys back once we get to the truck. So we just come off the hill here and we got everything packed up. So now we're gonna head to our lease and check the water level on the creek and see if it's gone down at all. And if it has, we might go in there, but if it hasn't, we'll head back to the old camp and regroup and then set up a plan for tomorrow. So we'll pick you guys up once we get there. Alrighty guys, so I actually forgot to film yesterday whenever we got back to our lease. And whenever we did, the river had only gone down about 2 or 3 inches, so it was still up a lot. And so we just decided to come back to the house, and we got settled and we made our plans for this morning. And so whenever we came back this morning, it really hadn't gone down, much at all, probably 2 or 3 inches again. So we just decided to full send it across, and we made it okay. And now we're gonna slip over to the big field and get in our blind, and we're probably gonna use an owl call to try to locate some birds. So we'll pick you guys up in just a minute. So we've been in the blind for about 2 hours and we haven't seen anything yet. We had a lot of rain overnight and it's been drizzling all morning. So we're hoping that the birds will get active late this morning or early in the afternoon, because the rain's starting to die off a little bit. But hopefully something comes out pretty soon. So we sat in the blind for about another hour or so, and we kept calling and nothing ever responded, or we never heard anything. So we decided to drive the truck down to the other side of the lease, and now we're gonna walk over to the power line right away and see if there's any turkeys over in there. So I'll pick you guys up in just a second. So we walked down to the power line right away, and we walked all the way. We made a big circle. We walked all the way through a big beech flat, because turkeys really like beech trees. And we called a bunch. We didn't hear anything, didn't see anything. So now we're gonna kind of hunt our way home. We're gonna hit a couple new places, some WMAs. So we'll pick you guys up once we get to our first stop. So we made it to another piece of public land, and all we're doing is just working this big flat as far out as we can get, and we're just hitting these hollers and calling a bunch and seeing if we can't locate a bird. Alrighty guys, so we made it to the end of this this flat right here, and we peeked up, and we can see two big gobblers about, how far away? Like 200 yards away. So we're just gonna try to slip over here and call and just sneak up on them as carefully, as quickly as we can. So we're just gonna go right over here and see if we can get them on film. Alright, so we're less than 100 yards away. We've already walked about 100 yards. And so now we're really going to try to put the stalk on. And we got the decoys ready to go. So we're just going to try to sneak out here and try to find a spot to sit down and hopefully start calling. Well, guys, we hunted our butts off today. This was kind of our last spot before we were going to head home. And we ended up staying here for probably 6 hours or so. And we walked this flat all the way out until it opened up into these two really big fields. One of them's on the other side of the hill, which you can't see. And sure enough, as soon as we came around the corner, there were probably half a dozen turkeys, and 2 of them were gobblers. So we had to walk 200 yards from over there in the corner all the way to where I'm standing now. And we got up in this brush right here, and we sat for probably 2 or 3 hours. And we had one gobbler come off the hill up here, and he came down, and we didn't see him until he was all the way out, probably 80 yards all the way out there. And then he just kind of went up and over the hill, and we never saw him again. So we waited for an hour or two before we even saw another bird again. And we had a couple hens, or we actually had 4 hens come up over the hill here. They just kind of fed their way up. And then here at the end, one gobbler came out, and we got up and chased him over there. We snuck up, but we never got a shot opportunity. So we definitely hunted really hard today. Oh, and also forgot to mention, up here on the hill, whenever we were waiting and we weren't seeing much action, I kind of heard something rustling around, and then all of a sudden, like, half a dozen little hens flew literally over me. And I thought they were like the Japanese bombers or something coming to attack me. But that was just kind of funny because they literally landed like 15 yards from me, and they just ran off like little raptors or something. But we're going to pack up and head back to the truck, and we're going to head home. So we had quite the eventful weekend for sure.